All hosts are watching the video. Do you want to check in and receive the ultimate bragging becomes reality system? Price. 3 dog head emojis. After successful activation, whenever someone brags to the host will receive whatever they bragged about. Earth Online. Enjoy your game. Friends who brag a lot all know. A $10 million luxury car is nothing. Billions in assets can roll off the tongue just as easily. You can even claim to be Qin Shi Huang. Anything you can think of can be bragging material. Once I had this ability, I immediately attended the class reunion I had already declined. Based on experience, these kinds of gatherings tend to be where the most bragging happens. And sure enough, it was exactly as I expected. Right at the start of the gathering, a classmate bragged that the Bitcoin they bought 10 years ago was now worth an astronomical amount. My phone immediately received a notification. 10,000 Bitcoin deposited. And with Bitcoin currently worth $50,000 each, that was instantly $500 million in hand. I was instantly thrilled. Next, my lovely classmates on the surface spoke confidently, but were actually competing to see who could brag the most. Someone said he bought a Thomson Riviera unit just 3 years after graduation. A property deed immediately appeared in my bag. Someone said she just picked up a globally limited edition sports car. The next second, the car keys appeared in my pocket. Another female classmate bragged about her boyfriend's stamina. I suddenly felt my own energy multiply. In just the span of one meal, my life was already complete. Want a house? I have Thomson Riviera. Want a car? I have a Lamborghini. Even the hotel we were dining in became my 8th asset. At this point, the waiter came over with the bill. But the classmate who had just been boasting that the hotel was her family's was now hesitating. She finally managed to drop a name, but the waiter had absolutely no idea who it was. Seeing that my classmate was about to lose face, I decided to step in and help her out. After all, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. If it weren't for her bragging, I wouldn't have this Junyu International Hotel worth billions. I quietly pulled out a black card and handed it to the waiter. The waiter's expression immediately turned serious upon seeing it, received it respectfully and asked me to wait a moment. Very soon, that waiter came running back to the private room, and behind him followed a foreigner in a sharp suit. The foreigner's face was full of flattery upon seeing me. Boss, you came to dine and didn't even notify me? I replied very calmly. I'm at a class reunion. Why would I notify you? A few words sent him on his way, but everyone in the private room was staring at me with blank expressions, asking me why that foreigner called me boss. I didn't want to explain too much, and just said I was a minor shareholder with a little stake. Hearing my words, the people around were surprised but could understand. But afterward, everyone's way of addressing me changed from little brother Chu to big brother Chu, and quite a few people came up to get closer to me. But immediately a discordant voice rang out. What's so impressive? How about this? Let's go to Windsor now. Fat brother is my sister-in-law, and a junior owner there. I'll have him get us the biggest private room. The one speaking was the class rich kid Wang Yu. She was originally today's star. Everyone had been revolving around her, but who knew I would appear out of nowhere? She was naturally a bit unhappy. But as soon as her words fell, my phone immediately received a text message. In the blink of an eye, I had somehow become one of the top Windsor KTV owners in the country. All I can say is my classmates are truly kind-hearted. Their gifts keep catching me completely off guard. Then, Wang Yu pretended to make a phone call outside with her phone and came back with a disappointed expression saying, all the private rooms are booked today. I naturally knew she was bluffing, but I wouldn't expose her. After all, everyone present was essentially my benefactor, so I called Windsor's general manager. And very quickly, a diamond VIP private room was reserved. Wang Yu's face instantly turned red upon hearing this. But in her heart, she was thinking, this must be bluffing. I want to see how he gets out of this later. The dinner ended. Everyone came out of the hotel ready to head to Windsor. At this moment, a blue-black supercar was parked at the entrance. Everyone's eyes instantly lit up. All the guys in the class got excited. This was a Koenigsegg 1:1, a top-tier supercar worth 120 million yuan. Wang Yu had just said her dad bought her one. Could this car be hers? Everyone's gaze turned toward Wang Yu, but Wang Yu had a completely blank expression. She had just been bragging. Although her family had some money, they wouldn't go so far as to spend this much on a car for her. She could only say awkwardly, this car isn't mine. Mine was just ordered. Haven't picked it up yet. Then to ease the awkwardness, she walked over to me and said, Chu Yang, didn't you come by bus? Why don't you ride in my car? We'll go together. Seeing the person before me had ill intentions, I smiled. No need. I had someone bring my car over. I'll just drive myself. Wang Yu, hearing my words, pointed at a Wuling Hongguang not far away and teased, your car isn't that one, is it? She still thought I was putting on an act, but the next second she was completely frozen, because I walked directly to the Koenigsegg and easily opened the door with the supercar key I had just obtained. And this move not only left Wang Yu speechless, but also left everyone around rooted to the spot. At this point, Wang Yu quietly marveled to herself. Turns out he wasn't bluffing. He's genuinely impressive. Seeing me get in the car. All the guys in the class couldn't help but swallow, and the girls were eager to try sitting in the passenger seat. Just as the class beauty, who had bragged about her boyfriends 9 times in one night, walked to the car door ready to get in. I waved directly at the quietly reserved girl standing in the distance. Li Ruyan. Sit in my passenger seat. The class beauty was instantly stunned. Her face turning red as a beet. Li Ruyan was also very surprised hearing my voice, but walked over gracefully nonetheless. Li Ruyan seemed unremarkable only because nobody paid attention to her, but anyone who took a serious look would find. Li Ruyan's looks absolutely crushed the class beauties, and I had another reason for inviting her. She was the daughter of the Liu group, worth at least tens of billions. But the only one in the whole class who knew this secret was me. At this moment, Li Ruyan, sitting in the passenger seat, brushed the hair from her forehead with her hand, tilted her head, and studied me carefully. You hide yourself well. Classmate Chu. I smiled. So do you. Classmate Liu. Li Ruyan looked at my profile and laughed softly. So classmate Chu, which great family are you from? I really wanted to say I was just an ordinary person before coming to this dinner. I didn't even know Koenigsegg was a car brand. But who knew my classmates would be so generous, stuffing things into my hands like crazy? It's not an exaggeration to say that even starting the car took me a huge effort. Of course I wouldn't say any of this. She wouldn't believe me anyway, so I simply stayed silent. But Liu Ruyan, seeing my mysterious expression, thought I simply couldn't be bothered to tell her. So she asked, "You know my true identity, don't you?" Liu Group. I only said those 2 words, and she understood completely. We quickly arrived at our destination, and the other classmates arrived one after another. But just as we were about to walk into the club, a cocky rich kid suddenly blocked our path. He extended a hand toward Liu Ruyan. "Beautiful lady, my name is Yu Hong. We just opened a supreme private room. Want to come play? When you're tired, I can take you for a ride in my Rolls Royce." As his words fell, everyone present's expression changed. The Yu Group was the leading auto company in the Magic City. Even someone like Wang Yu, worth over 100 million, had no standing in front of Yu Hong. No need. Li Ruyan's expression changed. She stepped back, her face ice cold, seeing Li Ruyan's reaction. The rich kid followers behind Yu Hong started making noise. Yu Hong felt he had lost face, and said, "I, Yu Hong, have been through countless romances, a seasoned player. As long as you follow me, whatever car you want I can get it for you." As his words fell, my phone received another notification. "You have obtained 100% shares of Fengyu Auto Dealership, and a bonus of top-tier charisma points." Seeing the reward, my gaze toward Yu Hong instantly changed. Bragging really is best left to the professionals. Look at that smile. Straight off the bat, it's top-tier charisma points. And Fengyu Auto Dealership is no small thing either. If the Yu Group is the leader in the Magic City, then Fengyu is the leader nationwide. Hearing Yu Hong's words, the Yu Ruyan looked at him with some surprise. Barely suppressing a laugh, she said, "Then I want a Koenigsegg 1:1. Can you get that for me?" As soon as these words came out, the rich kids beside Yu Hong instantly erupted. "You woman, you're messing with our young master Yu? A globally limited edition supercar with only 6 units is something you can just buy on a whim?" Fueled by his followers, Yu Hong's expression grew uglier and uglier. "You're asking for trouble. Brothers, move in. I'm going to teach them a lesson." Just as this group of rich kids was about to make a move, I lazily stepped in front of Yu Hong. "I advise you to think carefully about what you're doing. Thanks to my top-tier charisma." The female classmates around all broke into love-struck smiles, and Yu Hong had a feeling of being reduced to a background prop. He said through gritted teeth, "What are you going to do? You wouldn't dare hit me, would you?" The corner of my mouth curled slightly upward. "You dare move. I dare hit." Yu Hong before me laughed out of anger. Thinking he had never in his life seen someone this arrogant, he threw a punch at me in rage. But I was faster. One punch sent him reeling in a daze. He staggered back from my punch, touched his own face, completely disbelieving. Everyone around was also stunned. They hadn't expected I would actually dare to strike the young master of the Yu Group. Yu Hong shouted furiously, "You forced my hand. I'm calling my big brother Sang Biao over right now." My big brother is a figure who controls both the legal and underworld in the Magic City. Absolutely not someone you can afford to mess with. As his words fell, I received another notification. "Congratulations, the underground godfather of the Magic City, Sang Biao, has become your underling." Seeing the reward, I let out a cold laugh. "Good, then hurry up and call him over. I want to see what kind of person he is." Everyone was stunned. They had never seen anyone this arrogant. In the Magic City, there was actually someone who dared to disregard the underground godfather Sang Biao. Sang Biao happened to be at Windsor Club today negotiating cooperation with some business partners. At a critical point in the negotiations, Sang Biao, who never liked being disturbed during business, had his private phone ring. "Big brother, should I mute the phone for you?" Sang Biao's followers, seeing the words "big brother" on the screen, hesitantly took the phone and asked carefully. Sang Biao, looking at the phone number on the screen, his expression changed instantly and immediately answered the call. "Big brother, how do you have time to call me today?" Sang Biao stood up, his excitement written all over his face. This thoroughly frightened the executives negotiating business with Sang Biao. A big brother. Sang Biao has a big brother? Had they heard something they shouldn't have? Would they be silenced? Several executives worth billions were trembling beside them, completely unaware that Sang Biao hadn't given them a second thought. I looked at Yu Hong beside me while holding the phone. "Nothing major, just someone claiming to be your underling, named Yu Hong. I want to ask if you know him. He's calling people to block me at Windsor Club." Sang Biao, hearing my words, was furious inside. Which scoundrel was using his name to target his big brother? If big brother weren't so low profile, when would this bunch ever get to act so recklessly? And who does Yu Hong think he is? Worthy of being his underling? Sang Biao was raging inside. The several billion-dollar executives negotiating had caught bits of the conversation. One of the billion-dollar executives trembled and said, "Brother Biao, the Yu Hong that brother Ning just mentioned, is the young master of the Yu Group." The Yu Group. Sang Biao knew the Yu Group. He was extremely displeased. A car seller dares to block his big brother. Why doesn't someone this bold just fly up to the sky? Go tell the head of the Yu Group. He touched someone he shouldn't have. Tell him to pack his things and get out of the Magic City for me. With one sentence, Sang Biao directly displaced the Yu Group's base from the Magic City. The executives exchanged glances and nodded their heads vigorously in agreement. With things having reached this point, Sang Biao had no mood to continue the cooperation talks. He hurried out of the private room. The several billion-dollar executives exchanged glances and unanimously decided to follow and watch. They had all heard that Sang Biao's big brother was being cornered at Windsor Club. Involuntarily, they were all extremely curious about this big brother Sang Biao had never mentioned. Just what kind of person could be Sang Biao's big brother? Yu Hong, watching me hang up the phone, was also a bit dumbstruck. From my tone, the person on the other end was Sang Biao? No, absolutely not. This person must be bluffing. Yu Hong forced himself to appear calm. He let out a cold laugh and mocked. When I was drinking with brother Biao at Global International before, you didn't even know where you were playing in the mud. You dare show off in front of me? When my people arrive, I'll make you crawl out on your knees. Detected that Yu Hong bragged to the host, specially gifting 100% shares of Global International. Bragging again. I raised an eyebrow. Young Master Yu really has the nerve to say that. I had no doubt at all. Given enough time, young Master Yu could spin an even more impressive tale. I'll return those same words to you. When I was driving my Koenigsegg 1:1, you didn't even know where you were playing in the mud. I never thought of having Sang Biao personally step in. After all, Sang Biao's identity is no ordinary one. Even knowing Yu Hong was bluffing, I wouldn't easily get worked up over him. Koenigsegg 1:1? Ha, that's hilarious. You with less than 1,000 yuan worth of clothes on your back are telling me you have a Koenigsegg 1:1. Did you drink too much horse piss? Is your brain waterlogged? Yu Hong, hearing my words, immediately burst out laughing. Not just Yu Hong. Even his followers all laughed uncontrollably. Koenigsegg 1:1 is priceless. Money alone can't buy it. Do you know what a Koenigsegg 1:1 represents? Do you understand the power a Koenigsegg 1:1 represents? You still want something that money can't even buy? Even Yu Hong can't afford a Koenigsegg 1:1. Who do you think you are? The rich kids who were heirs to billion-dollar groups understood all too well what a Koenigsegg 1:1 represented. Liu Ruyan and the other classmates, hearing my words, all had expressions of wanting to say something but holding it back. Wang Yu really wanted to say, "Young Master Yu, don't be fooled by his appearance. Chu Yang really does have a Koenigsegg 1:1. Besides Wang Yu, everyone else's gaze toward Yu Hong had completely changed, because they realized that owning a Koenigsegg 1:1 was something truly remarkable. Most importantly, Chu Yang really did have one. I gave up in resignation. The world really is strange. Nobody believes the truth, but everyone believes the bragging. Just at this moment, 5 vans drove in one after another. Pulling up to the entrance of Windsor Club, Liu Feng opened the door. More than a dozen followers grabbed their weapons and got out of the vans. Liu Feng's sharp eyes swept across everyone. Who hit my brother? Step forward for me. In Liu Feng's imagination, the person who hit Yu Hong should now be trembling in fear. He set his sights on Wang Yu. Was it you who hit my brother? Wang Yu, suddenly being called out, was scared stiff. He quickly waved his hands. Not me. It was him. He's the one who did it. Wang Yu's moved directly through me under the bus. I glanced at Wang Yu. Wang Yu also knew he had done something shameful. He said apologetically, "Chu Yang, you can't blame me. My little assets aren't nearly enough to deal with the Yu group. Don't you know Sang Biao? Just have Sang Biao come over." Wang Yu's words made Liu Feng somewhat surprised. He was wavering inside. What if Chu Yang really did know Sang Biao? That's his big brother's big brother. Yu Hong noticed Liu Feng's hesitation. He said to Liu Feng, "Brother Feng, don't believe him. This little punk isn't wearing more than 1,000 yuan worth of clothes. And he just said he has a Koenigsegg 1:1. Do you see a Koenigsegg 1:1 among the cars here?" Yu Hong, as the sole heir of the Yu group, was no less familiar with luxury cars than he was with beautiful women. His words left Liu Feng unable to argue. Wang Yu opened his mouth, wanting to speak, but thinking of the massive force behind Yu Hong, closed it again. Even if he has a Koenigsegg 1:1, so what? What if he really does know Sang Biao? And has Sang Biao personally come to his rescue? What then? But Liu Feng still thought I was bluffing, immediately moved his right hand, and ordered more than a dozen people to smash the nearby BMW. That car is mine. Wang Yu, watching his BMW become a pile of scrap metal, was heartbroken but even more afraid to open his mouth and offend Liu Feng. He was terrified he would end up like the BMW next, after smashing the car to prevent anyone from escaping. Liu Feng prepared to have his followers make their move. This scene was caught right in the act by Sang Biao, who had rushed down from upstairs. "Stop!" Sang Biao's roar was fierce and carried killing intent. With one shout, many people's legs went weak and they fell to the ground. Even Liu Feng was startled into trembling by that shout. Liu Feng turned his head and immediately started stuttering. "By Brother Biao, what are you doing here?" Liu Feng never in a million years expected Sang Biao to also be at Windsor Club. "What am I doing here? If I hadn't come, were you going to lay hands on my big brother? Who do you think you are?" Sang Biao rushed to Liu Feng's side and delivered a kick. Sang Biao used tremendous force. One kick sent the person rolling 3 to 5 meters, showing just how furious Sang Biao was. Sang Biao's big brother? He's really Sang Biao's big brother. Not only were the rich kids behind Yu Hong all stunned by Sang Biao's words, Liu Feng and all the followers he brought were also scared stiff. The billion-dollar executives following behind Sang Biao were even more speechless at the scene before them. Even my classmates all had their mouths wide open, faces full of disbelief. Chu Yang really wasn't lying. He really is Sang Biao's big brother. Big brother. It has nothing to do with me. It was Yu Hong. Liu Feng had seen Sang Biao before. Even a glimpse from afar had left a deep impression. He endured the pain and threw Yu Hong under the bus, a vicious look crossing his face. Sang Biao was famously loyal and righteous. He had almost struck Sang Biao's big brother. Even though he hadn't succeeded, Sang Biao wouldn't let it go easily. Liu Feng knew he was done for, so he absolutely would not let Yu Hong, who caused his downfall, off easy. Yu Hong never expected that his first meeting with Sang Biao would be standing on the opposite side. Liu Feng's words made Yu Hong's heart nearly leap out of his throat. He stared at Yu Hong, eyes full of mockery. "I heard from my big brother. You're supposed to be my underling. And you called Liu Feng to corner my big brother. Sang Biao was merely asking questions, but his entire aura gave people an inexplicable sense of dread. Yu Hong wanted to defend himself but had no idea how to do so. Liu Rian, who had been quietly making a phone call, also put her hand down. She also hadn't expected such a massive reversal. Seeing Sang Biao willing to stand up for me, Liu Rian immediately added to what Yu Hong had done. He didn't just call Liu Feng, he also demanded Chu Yang kowtow and apologize to him, and even wanted Chu Yang to crawl out of Windsor Club on his knees. Liu Rian's words made Sang Biao furious. His big brother had actually been pushed to this extent by Small Fry. He walked to Yu Hong with a dark expression. Yu Hong was so frightened by the aura that his legs went weak and he knelt on the ground. He then collapsed in front of Liu Rian, kowtowing while admitting his mistakes. I was wrong, sister-in-law. I was wrong. Please spare me. I shouldn't have disrespected my big brother's woman like that. I lost my head. I deserve to die. I kowtow to you. Sister-in-law, please put in a good word for me with Chu Yang. Please ask him to spare me. Yu Hong really was a clever little fox. After coming to his senses, he was actually able to swallow his pride and kowtow to Liu Ruyan. That counted as being smart. But I had no intention of letting Sang Biao let Yu Hong off. Little Biao, handle what comes next yourself. Sang Biao glanced at Liu Ruyan beside me and showed a knowing expression. He responded, understood, big brother. I happen to have some things to take care of. I won't disturb you and sister-in-law. Big brother, when you have time, bring sister-in-law to my villa for a visit. Liu Ruyan's face turned red from Sang Biao's gaze. She knew Sang Biao had misunderstood, but there was really no way to explain it. In that moment, Liu Ruyan was extremely furious at the nonsense spouting Yu Hong. Sang Biao still had to deal with Yu Hong and Liu Feng, and indeed didn't stay long at Windsor Club. The moment Sang Biao left, the previously tense atmosphere instantly dissolved completely. My classmates looking at me again, their gazes had been replaced with awe and shock. Nobody had expected that I would really be Sang Biao's big brother, the underground godfather. Why is everyone staring at me like that? Weren't we gonna sing and have fun? I of course knew why my classmates were like this. I pretended not to know about their shock. Song Gunjin and the others could only pretend to be very happy as they walked toward Windsor Club. When Wang Ji came down from Windsor Club, he happened to also witness the scene of Sang Biao dealing with Yu Hong. For Wang Ji, small conflicts outside Windsor Club were an inevitable thing. If it weren't for hearing a few billion-dollar executives mention it, Wang Ji wouldn't have even planned to stop. General Manager Chen. What is the name of the person you were talking about? Upon seeing Wang Ji, General Manager Chen also felt a few more degrees of reverence inside. Don't be fooled by Wang Ji being just Windsor Club's general manager. The power, or rather background behind him, was not to be underestimated. Chu Yang, Brother Biao's big brother, looks young, around 20-something, fairly handsome, with a very unique temperament. After General Manager Chen finished describing, Wang Ji more or less knew the person General Manager Chen was talking about was the same as his own boss. Wang Ji's appearance immediately drew a lot of people's attention. Song Junjin, looking at Wang Ji, whose aura was different, quickly asked Wang Ji beside her, Young Master Wang, who is this person? Looks quite extraordinary. Wang Ji, looking in the direction Song Junjin pointed, immediately changed expression. That's Wang Ji, General Manager of Windsor Club. Don't be fooled by him being just a general manager. Even Liu Feng coming here would have to show him some respect. Even I can't afford to offend him. Wang Yu, while filling Song Gunjin and others in, quietly glanced toward me. After my relationship with Sang Biao was exposed, all my classmates had an instinctive fear of me. Understood, young Master Wang. Manager Wang seems to be coming our way. Be more confident. Drop the seams. He's really coming our way. What do we do? Sang Biao just left and now Wang Ji arrived. I felt like today's experience was like a roller coaster. My classmates were still muttering among themselves when Wang Ji arrived. Seeing the real person, nobody dared complain another word, afraid of being noticed by Wang Ji and ending up as miserably as Liu Feng. Wang Ji one look at me and knew I was the boss of Sang Biao that General Manager Chen had described. Boss. The moment Wang Ji's words fell, Song Gunjin and the others were instantly dumbstruck. Chu Yang was actually also the owner of Windsor Club, almost instinctively. Everyone turned their gaze toward Wang Yu. Isn't your sister-in-law a junior owner? Why didn't you know Chu Yang was the owner of Windsor Club? Wang Yu shook his head, indicating he also had no idea. His sister-in-law was just a minor supervisor in Windsor Club's logistics department, let alone the owner of Windsor. Even high-level management she had barely seen a few of. Liu Rian's beautiful eyes sparkled. Her gaze toward me was full of curiosity. It seemed the longer she spent time with me, the more mysterious she found me. Being both Sang Biao's big brother and the owner of Junyu International and Windsor Club, while also having a top-tier Koenigsegg supercar that money alone couldn't buy, how could someone like this possibly be an unknown nobody? She became even more certain that all the information she had seen about me before was wrong. Brought my classmates here for a class reunion. Has my private room been arranged? Wang Ji, seeing my attitude was fairly easygoing, let out a relieved breath from the fright. It's been arranged. VIP Supreme Suite 888. From now on it will be your exclusive private room. It will no longer be open to the public. Please rest assured, boss. As Wang Ji's words fell, More gasps were heard. That's a VIP Supreme Suite. Minimum spend of at least 100,000 yuan, and no longer open to the public. That's incredible. Then lead the way. I nodded. Just as I was about to leave, several middle-aged men appeared ahead with respectful expressions and name cards in hand. Each one carried an air of confidence and authority. They were clearly very successful business owners. These are General Manager Chen, General Manager Zhao, and General Manager Han. These are all billionaires worth hundreds of billions. Originally today was a gathering organized by Brother Biao. Because of your matter, the deal probably didn't go through. Wang Ji, seeing the four people approach, already understood their purpose. His voice wasn't loud, but Song Gunjin and the others heard it crystal clearly. They never in their wildest dreams expected that one day they would witness billionaires worth hundreds of billions lining up with name cards to contact their old classmate Mr. Chu. First time meeting. My surname is Chen. I'm in the clothing business. General Manager Chen held his name card and presented it to me with great respect. His name card read Wanfeng Group President Chen Pei. Wanfeng Group made its fortune through clothing. Now Wanfeng's clothing stores have spread across the entire country. Such an impressive enterprise. Yet in Chen Pei's mouth, it was just selling clothes. Song Gunjin and the others exchanged glances with each other, then looking at me. They saw me glance at Wang Ji. Wang Ji immediately took General Manager Chen's name card. The other three executives read the situation well and handed over their own name cards, without even bothering to introduce themselves. When did billionaire executives become so cheap? By the way, Mr. Chu, this is a small token of my appreciation. Please don't refuse. As Chen Pei said this, he pulled out two Wanfeng Group Black Gold Supreme VIP cards. Wanfeng Group's Black Gold Supreme VIP cards had fewer than 20 issued nationwide. To curry favor with me, Chen Pei actually gave out two at once. I responded with a sound. Wang Ji took the Supreme VIP cards and smiled, saying, General Manager Chen is not only uniquely insightful in business, but also very well known in wine. I heard General Manager Chen has a friend who runs a nationwide chain of wine estates. 80% of the country's red wine comes from there. Is that true? Wang Ji's words made General Manager Chen stiffen. He had no such friend running a nationwide wine estate chain. That was all fabricated by his wife to show off in front of wealthy ladies. Yes, there is such a friend. I happen to also have a bottle of Romane Conti given by a friend. A small token. Please accept it, Mr. Chu. Detected that Chen Pei has favorable feelings toward the host, especially gifting the nationwide chain wine estate, Prajna. Prajna is the true nationwide chain wine estate. 90% of the country's red wine comes from Prajna. Although Prajna's market value is only around 10 billion or so. But Prajna's standing in the wine circle is a genuine industry leader. Since it's General Manager Chen's kind gesture, I'll accept it. I happen to also have a wine estate under my name. And a few good bottles of wine. I'll have someone send some to General Manager Chen later. I knew General Manager Chen was bluffing, but didn't expose him. From General Manager Chen's behavior so far, he was a very perceptive businessman, knowing when to advance and when to retreat. Since that was the case, I might as well go with the flow and do him a favor. General Manager Chen watched me leave. His heart couldn't help but be stirred. He didn't know whether I knew if what he said was true or false, but he still had to bite the bullet and make his bluff come true. General Manager Chen said goodbye to the other three executives, and immediately called his wife at the villa. Have someone immediately bring the Romane Conti we just got to Windsor Club. General Manager Chen's wife immediately exploded upon hearing his words. Chen, what did you say? I barely managed to get that Romane Conti and haven't even shown it off to my girlfriends yet. And you want me to give it away? I'm telling you, you have to give it whether you want to or not. I just met Sang Biao's big brother. Don't you know who Sang Biao is? If it weren't for you bragging to people that you have a friend with a wine estate, I wouldn't have to give away the Romane Conti. Hurry up and have someone bring it over. Otherwise, I'll divorce you. General Manager Chen was also very angry. His lungs were nearly bursting with rage. If it weren't for his wife's vanity, would he have to use the Romane Conti to cover her lie? Before long, the Romane Conti was delivered to General Manager Chen. General Manager Chen took the Romane Conti and came to the 888 Supreme VIP private room. More than a dozen classmates were all sitting in the spacious private room. Knowing that General Manager Chen would still be coming back, nobody dared to let loose. The atmosphere was a bit subdued. Mr. Chu, this is the Romane Conti. Please try it and see how the taste is. General Manager Chen brought the Romane Conti and personally poured and decanted the wine for me. This billionaire executive busying himself like a follower and being so deferential. For some reason, it felt refreshingly bold to watch. What to do? Song Gunjin stared at General Manager Chen's every move, eyes completely fixed. She had thoughts of getting close to the current Chu Yang. But Chu Yang didn't give her a second glance. The taste is quite good. I've already arranged for someone to send wine to your villa. You should receive a call shortly. Going forward, it would be better to drink at my wine estate. General Manager Chen acknowledged with a yes, neither expressing approval nor disapproval. At this moment, General Manager Chen's phone rang. Looking at the number displayed on the screen, his heart couldn't help but pound wildly. Landau. The wine sent by Mr. Chu has arrived. Answer it, I said calmly. General Manager Chen answered the call. Honey, Pregnant Estate just sent over more than a dozen bottles of reserve red wine. They said it's from their boss to you. Oh my God. Pregnant Estate is the genuine source of 90% of the country's red wine. A holy land of wine. General Manager Chen's wife's voice was a bit loud. Everyone in the private room heard every word. What? Pregnant Estate is also Chu Yang's business? Oh my God. That's the source of the country's red wine. Chu Yang, you're too incredible. Chu Yang. Can we get a bottle of Lafite for today's class reunion? Boss Chu. Please, 1 bottle of Lafite. Incredible. Chu Yang, you're the real big shot. My classmates were all shocked by General Manager Chen's wife's words. Prajna was actually also Chu Yang's business. How rich must he be? Only at this point did General Manager Chen realize that Chu Yang and these people were classmates, and they were actually at a class reunion. General Manager Chen suddenly had an idea. Mr. Chu, I have a small villa in the eastern suburbs cemetery area of the Magic City. Since it happens to be a class reunion, why not bring them over for a small gathering? General Manager Chen's words made Song Gunjin and the others' eyes light up. The eastern suburbs area is a high-end villa district adjacent to the top-tier wealthy neighborhood Eastern Suburbs No. 1. Even the cheapest villas start at over 30 million yuan. Given General Manager Chen's current net worth, the villa he bought would start at least 50 million. And might even be worth over 100 million. Just imagining the scene inside the villa, Song Gunjun and the others were already itching to go. Chu Yang, I've never been to a villa before. Why don't you just say yes? Yes, yes. It doesn't matter whether we sing or not. Just getting to see the villa would satisfy me completely. I also want to see what the villas in the eastern suburbs area look like. Chu Yang, just agree. Liu Ruyan, Wang Yu, and the classmates egging everyone on also couldn't help looking toward me. I appreciate General Manager Chen's kind gesture. But forget about gathering at a villa. I, Chu Yang, don't make friends for the sake of villas. I politely declined General Manager Chen's suggestion. General Manager Chen felt both relieved and grateful after hearing my words, because from now on he could hold his head high and tell people, I Chen Peino, the owner of Prajna, he's my friend. Just this one sentence would elevate General Manager Chen's connections to a whole new level in the future. After expressing his gratitude, General Manager Chen left the private room. After General Manager Chen left, a wave of disappointed groans spread through the private room. They hadn't even gotten to see the villa. How could Chu Yang have declined? Liu Ruyan, watching the dejected classmates, couldn't help but smile. This group of old classmates had quite kept up appearances in front of General Manager Chen. At this moment, Song Gunjan suddenly thought of something and turned to look at Zhu Jiang beside her. Zhu Jiang, don't you have a large luxury apartment worth over 20 million at Thompson Riviera? Why not take us there to have a look today? Right. After Song Gunjin spoke, Wang Chao and others all suddenly realized they couldn't see the villa General Manager Chen was going to give me. But Zhou Jiang's luxury apartment they should be able to see. Zhou Jiang couldn't help but look a bit awkward upon hearing this. He had no such 20 million yuan Thompson Riviera apartment. He'd just been bragging at the class reunion to look like he was doing well. Who could have thought his bluff would be remembered by Song Gunjun? What terrible luck. My apartment hasn't been handed over yet. We can't go there for the time being. Seeing that, Zhou Jiang's Thompson Riviera apartment also couldn't be visited. Wang Chao and others couldn't help showing disappointed expressions. Song Gunjin really wanted to see a villa. She persistently turned her head toward Wang Yu again. Young Master Wang, your family is so wealthy. Surely you have a villa to take us to see. Wang Yu's father had a net worth of hundreds of millions. Not to mention more. He definitely had more than a dozen villas. But how could Wang Yu take classmates to his family's villa? There were more than a dozen people. What a mess that would be. My family recently has an important guest. It's not convenient to go play there. By the way, Chu Yang, do you have an apartment at Thompson Riviera? Wang Yu used the excuse to decline and redirected the attention toward me. Wang Yu's words instantly reignited hope in Wang Chao and the others. Right. Chu Yang is now a big boss. Could he have an apartment at Thompson Riviera? I raised an eyebrow slightly looking at Wang Yu. The schadenfreude in Wang Yu's eyes wasn't much disguised, even carrying a hint of provocation. Aren't you, Chu Yang, supposed to be amazing? You're so amazing. Do you have an apartment at Thompson Riviera? I did indeed have an apartment at Thompson Riviera, but it wasn't large. Convenient for a visit, but not comfortable for staying over. How about this? It's getting late today. I'll arrange for my classmates to rest at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel. All expenses will be put under my name. My words made many people gasp sharply. Chu Yang really has an apartment at Thompson Riviera, and tonight he's having them stay at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel. The moment my words fell, the private room instantly erupted with cheers. Chu Yang is incredible. Big shot. Truly a big shot. Chu Yang, you're the real deal wealthy god. Grand Hyatt International Hotel just booked like that. Boss, are you still hiring? Do you think I'm suitable? Wang Chao. Get out of here. Wang Yu, who had been ready to watch me embarrass myself, also hesitated upon hearing my words. He never expected Chu Yang to actually have a Thompson Riviera apartment. Wang Yu paused slightly, then said, Chu Yang, truly worthy of being Prajna's owner. Even I haven't managed to buy a Thompson Riviera apartment, and you've gotten your hands on one. It's only just past 8. After 9. How about you take us to see your Thompson Riviera apartment? Sure. I'll take you all for a visit later. I could see Wang Yu's ill intent, but didn't pay it much mind. Oh, I was planning to go check out my Thompson Riviera apartment anyway. Sooner or later makes no difference. Wang Yu had no idea what I was planning. He was already eagerly waiting to watch me embarrass myself. And Wang Yu's words were like a dozen resounding slaps across the face of the bragging Zhou Zheng. Just think about it. If even a rich kid like Wang Yu couldn't buy one, how impressive could Zhou Zheng, a mere marketing director at Huijin International, be? This was definitely just bragging. But compared to Zhou Zheng's bragging, spending the night at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel was far more exciting. The Grand Hyatt International Hotel is a famous 5-star hotel in the Magic City. Everyone would be staying there tonight. Just thinking about it was thrilling. Song Gyunjin even grabbed the microphone and took over. Song Gyunjin's voice was clear and sweet, very pleasant to listen to. The atmosphere and lighting in the private room gradually grew lively under Song Gyunjin's energy. At this moment, with a bang, the door to private room 888 was pushed open from outside. The one pushing the door was a middle-aged man in a suit with an aggressive air. Behind the middle-aged man followed a youth with a swollen face. I looked carefully, and finally recognized the identity of the youth, General Manager Yu. You bringing Yu Hong to barge into my private room? Isn't that quite inappropriate? Without changing expression, I picked up my phone and called Wang Ji. Yu Qian came personally. This was likely not a friendly visit. Wang Yu knew Yu Qian, and also knew that Yu Qian was originally a very capable fighter. Executives in the business world who are capable of both civil and martial matters, Yu Qian could be counted among them. Looking at the aggressive Yu Qian, Wang Yu couldn't help but recall the words about making me kneel and apologize. Then, Yu Qian moved. He dragged Yu Hong to stand before me. Mr. Chu, Yu Hong is young and ignorant and offended you. I apologize to you. Please be magnanimous and spare the Yu group. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned by Yu Qian's action. Were they seeing this correctly? The president of the Magic City's leading auto enterprise was actually pressing his own son to kneel and kowtow to Chu Yang. Chu Yang narrowed his eyes looking at Yu Qian. Truly worthy of being the president of the Magic City's leading auto enterprise. One phrase of young and ignorant, and I apologize to you. Completely washed away the matter of Yu Hong harassing Li Ruyan. If the person today hadn't been Li Ruyan, and if he didn't know Sang Biao, the one who would now be forced to kneel and kowtow would likely be himself. The person Yu Hong offended is Sang Biao. Coming to find me won't do any good. Chu Yang spread his hands, and with one sentence directly passed the matter over to Sang Biao. Yu Qian of course knew he should go apologize to Sang Biao, but he didn't dare, knowing Sang Biao's temper. He might end up floating in international waters by tomorrow. Mr. Chu, aren't you Brother Biao's big brother? As long as you're willing, the entire Yu group can be yours. Yu Qian of course knew Chu Yang wouldn't let it go so easily, and had even prepared to hand over the Yu group. As long as he could protect Yu Hong, Yu Qian could accept any price. As Yu Qian's words fell, Wang Yu and the others all gasped sharply. That's the Yu group, a massive conglomerate worth hundreds of billions. Just because they offended Sang Biao, they were actually handing over those hundreds of billions directly to Chu Yang. It wasn't that Yu Qian was willing to give it up, but that Yu Qian had no choice. Because as long as Chu Yang didn't speak up, the Yu group would cease to exist under Sang Biao's pressure by tomorrow. The life and death of 100 billion conglomerate in an instant was actually just a matter of one word from Chu Yang. The classmates couldn't help feeling dazed. When did this happen? They were already no longer on the same level as Chu Yang. Is the Yu group supposed to be impressive? If I can have Sang Biao bring down the Yu group, I can create another Yu group just like it. The corner of Chu Yang's mouth curved slightly, a faint hint of disdain in his eyes. In the past, Chu Yang might have been overjoyed at 100 billion conglomerate about to fall into his hands. But the current Chu Yang was not short of money, and wasn't even willing to compromise himself for it. Yu Qian was left speechless by Chu Yang's response. What Chu Yang said was indeed correct. One word from Sang Biao was worth even more than half of Yu Qian's lifetime of effort. This was the fearsome power of the underground godfather Sang Biao. Seeing that begging for mercy was getting nowhere, a flash of viciousness appeared in Yu Qian's eyes. He suddenly leapt up from the ground, raised his fist and charged madly toward Chu Yang's position. As long as he could grab Chu Yang, all the difficulties would be resolved. With this mad thought in mind, Yu Qian charged to stand before Chu Yang. He said with a ferocious expression, "Kid, when Yu Qian was already a top dog, you didn't even know where you were playing in the mud. Chu Yang hadn't expected Yu Qian to suddenly strike. Watching Yu Qian's fist heading straight at him, Chu Yang knew he had been careless. Chu Yang, get out of the way. Li Ruyan knew a bit about Yu Qian. She called out urgently, but it was already too late. Yu Qian's speed was simply too fast. Chu Yang had no way to dodge his fist. Just at this moment, the system notification sounded again, detected that Yu Qian bragged to the host, specially gifting the host the realm of martial arts grandmaster. Chu Yang's mind instantly filled with vast martial arts knowledge and power, and his physical condition underwent a qualitative leap. When Chu Yang looked at Yu Qian again, he felt like every inch of him was an opening. Chu Yang extended his hand and delivered a slap across Yu Qian's face. The next second, Yu Qian's entire body flew backward, then crashed from the wall to the floor, his fate unknown. What the heck? Yu Qian was sent flying by Chu Yang with one slap. In just an instant, Yu Qian was sent flying by Chu Yang's slap. Nobody had expected the usually gentle and reserved Chu Yang to actually have such skill. By the time Wang Ji arrived with security, the father and son, Yu Qian and Yu Hong, were already lying on the floor. Boss Wang Ji has failed in his duties. Please punish Wang Ji, boss. He had someone take the Yu Qian father and son away. His people would deliver Yu Qian to Sang Biao. Wang Ji was a very prominent figure outside. Even the rich kid, Wang Yu, had to respectfully call him Manager Wang. Such an impressive person coming straight to apologize to Chu Yang made many onlookers feel inexplicably satisfied and a bit envious. When would they ever be able to reach Chu Yang's level? Chu Yang's brow moved slightly. Since you put it that way, then I'll dock 3 months of your salary as a warning to others. But someone barging into the Supreme VIP private room is indeed a problem. Handle it properly. As he said this, Chu Yang glanced at the time and instructed further. By the way, prepare a few cars for me. My classmates want to go see my Thompson Riviera apartment. Arrange it. Understood. Boss. The classmates present finally snapped out of their daze.
Right.
They still had the Thompson Riviera apartment to see. As Chu Yang's words fell, the atmosphere at the scene livened up once again. At 9:30 in the evening, more than a dozen luxury cars, plus a Koenigsegg, slowly pulled up to the entrance of Thompson Riviera. The person responsible for handing over Chu Yang's property was named Yin Feng. He was Thompson Riviera's sales manager, Mr. Chu. Please come this way. When Yin Feng received Chu Yang, he was immediately struck by Chu Yang's young appearance and unique temperament. The units at Thompson Riviera were not many. Even the number of floors could be counted on one hand. Especially clients like Chu Yang, who casually bought entire buildings, were an extremely rare existence. Currently, Chu Yang had already been listed as Thompson Riviera's super VIP client. This could be seen from the extremely respectful attitude Yin Feng showed toward Chu Yang, indicating how much Thompson Riviera valued him. Wang Yu had no idea just how big Chu Yang's moves were. He just wanted to see with his own eyes what kind of apartment Chu Yang had bought. But Yin Feng's attitude toward Chu Yang made Wang Yu feel increasingly that something was off. Chu Yang just bought one apartment, didn't he? Was it necessary for the sales manager to personally receive him and be so incredibly deferential? Could it be that this so-called Thompson Riviera sales manager was someone Chu Yang hired just to save face? The more Wang Yu thought about it, the more he felt this was the case. Thompson Riviera properties were priceless and rarely available. How could buying just one apartment warrant such deference? Thinking he had seen through Chu Yang's scheme, Wang Yu felt very pleased. When he saw Chu Yang's apartment, he would definitely mock him hard. Very soon, Yin Feng led Chu Yang and the others to a building at Thompson Riviera. The soaring 44-story building with its magnificent exterior made everyone's eyes light up involuntarily. No wonder so many people pursued Thompson Riviera properties. Just the exterior alone was like this. The interior decor must be even more impressive. Mr. Chu, we've arrived. This is your property. Yin Feng introduced respectfully, Wang Yu looking at the entire building. Could only think what the heck. He hadn't even seen a door yet. But Yin Feng was introducing it as Chu Yang's property. What the heck kind of apartment is this? He might as well say the entire building was Chu Yang's. Manager Yin, is it? Go ahead and tell me then. This building has so many units. Which one is Chu Yang's? Wang Yu's sudden questioning left Yin Feng somewhat surprised. Aren't the people with Mr. Chu his friends? How do they not even know that Mr. Chu bought an entire building? Yin Feng instinctively glanced at Chu Yang, only to see Chu Yang with a slight curve at the corner of his mouth, looking completely unbothered, and immediately understood the relationship between the two. Sir, I wasn't clear enough just now. What I meant was the entire building is all Mr. Chu's property. Yin Feng's words were like a pair of invisible hands, firmly gripping Wang Yu by the throat. What? The entire building belongs to Chu Yang. Song Gyunjin and the other classmates were all stunned after hearing Yin Feng's words. Thompson Riviera, where every inch of land is worth a fortune, 350,000 euros per meter. An entire building like this would cost several billion at minimum, right? This can't be real, right? My old classmate actually bought an entire building at Thompson Riviera. Wake up. Don't faint. It's real. Chu Yang really bought an entire Thompson Riviera building. Wait, Didn't Chu Yang say his apartment wasn't big? Thompson Riviera units are only around 100 square meters. That's not big. But Chu Yang never said it wasn't tall. Looking at the Thompson Riviera building standing before them, Chu Yang's classmates all went crazy. An entire Thompson Riviera building. Simply too wealthy, too extravagant. No. I couldn't even buy a unit at Thompson Riviera. How did he buy an entire building? You all couldn't have colluded, could you? Wang Yu said in disbelief. Yin Feng was getting a bit annoyed by Wang Yu's repeated questioning. Sir, even if you don't believe Thompson Riviera, you should at least believe property deeds. Everyone please wait. I'll go get Mr. Chu's property deeds right now. Under everyone's gaze, Yin Feng opened his Volkswagen trunk and carried out a large box from the car. He found a piece of cloth and spread it flat on the ground and took the property deeds out of the box one by one. Dozens of property deeds stacked half a person's height, like a pair of invisible hands, slapping Wang Yu's face left and right. Wang Yu opened the top property deed and looked. Chu Yang's name was prominently written at the top. Wang Yu casually opened another one. Chu Yang's name and the official seal on top silently stated the facts. Wang Yu felt as if 10,000 alpacas were stampeding through his mind. Is Chu Yang crazy? Who buys Thompson Riviera properties? An entire building at a time. Liu Rian, looking at the property deeds scattered by Wang Yu, also had a flash of shock in her eyes. Even with Liu Rian's distinguished background, she had rarely seen a wealthy person like Chu Yang spending several billion to buy an entire building. Many classmates looking at the property deeds scattered all over the ground. All involuntarily opened their mouths wide. This is too extravagant, isn't it? The property deeds are right here. Could they possibly be fake? Wang Yu. What are you thinking? You had to prove Chu Yang was lying. A building worth several billion. Who could forge something worth several billion? Zhao Jiang led the chorus of complaints, making many classmates follow and criticizing Wang Yu. Wang Yu was again pointed at and scolded, his face instantly turning dark. At the same time, Chu Yang was also being urged by his classmates. Chu Yang, when can we go see the apartment? Yes. I've never seen a Thompson Riviera apartment before. Exactly. Chu Yang. We all believe the Thompson Riviera building is yours. Chu Yang, hurry up and take us to see it. Chu Yang signaled Yin Feng to open the door, letting his classmates go in to take a look. Thompson Riviera's interior decor was exquisite and distinctive. Every room was designed to be high-end, elegant, refined, and stunning. Yin Feng, as the sales manager, was already intimately familiar with Thompson Riviera's villa designs, combined with his vivid and colorful introduction and the on-site design. The listening classmates wished they could earn money right away to buy one for themselves. Thompson Riviera property selling at 350,000 yuan per square meter is truly incredibly valuable. Many classmates were so absorbed by Yin Feng's introduction they forgot to take photos. Only when they saw Song Gunjin taking photos did they snap out of it and competed to take photos. Song Gunjin normally liked posting selfies to show off daily life and share updates. An opportunity like touring a Thompson Riviera apartment. Of course, he had to show off big time. Very soon. Chu Yang's classmates all posted on their social media, showing off that they had a super wealthy classmate and how much their horizons had been broadened. As the classmates' posts were shared, liked, and commented on, in less than 30 minutes, more than 1,000 reposts had accumulated and were growing at a doubling rate. More and more people learned that an entire Thompson Riviera building had been bought by a young wealthy person. Time quickly reached 10 o'clock. The classmates felt they still hadn't had enough of photographing and touring the Thompson Riviera rooms. Most importantly, they experienced an unprecedented level of social media buzz. After the news of the Thompson Riviera room tour was posted, friends and relatives they hadn't contacted in a long time, even potential work clients, were all proactively reaching out to discuss cooperation because of the Thompson Riviera matter. All these tangible benefits were simply because of the Thompson Riviera that Chu Yang owned. I've already had Wang Ji arrange cars to pick you all up. Tonight you'll rest for one night at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel. Head back tomorrow. Chu Yang planned to just find a room in Thompson Riviera to sleep in tonight. Chu Yang, I have a friend who wants to buy one of your apartments. Would you sell your Thompson Riviera units? Just as they were about to disperse, Song Jun asked the question everyone wanted to ask. Ever since they posted the Thompson Riviera updates, many people wanted to buy a unit from Chu Yang. Some even offered double the price right away, just wanting one Thompson Riviera apartment. They really wanted to know how Chu Yang would handle the Thompson Riviera situation. Not selling. I'm not short of money. Chu Yang refused without even thinking about it. His one phrase of not short of money made the male classmates present feel their blood boiling. Incredible, incredible. Buying a several billion yuan Thompson Riviera building and just not selling it. Bought just to play around. The world of the wealthy. I don't understand it at all. So envious. I also want to one day just throw away what I have. Wake up. Stop dreaming. The classmates were both envious of and excited about Chu Yang. Not everyone can casually refuse people, but Chu Yang had the standing to refuse. Zhao Jiang glanced at Wang Yu beside him and said, "Young Master Wang." Hearing Manager Yin say this, I think you could also buy a Thompson Riviera unit. You've also seen the room layout. Just over 100 square meters. 20 million plus shouldn't be too expensive for you, right? Wang Yu, suddenly being called out by Zhou Zhang, was completely dazed. Buy a Thompson Riviera apartment. The Thompson Riviera layout he saw was indeed quite nice. The key is, it's ridiculously expensive. Even a unit of just over 100 square meters would cost at least 30 million to start. If he had that money, wouldn't a large villa worth tens of millions be better? Won't be buying for now. Just bought a villa at Eastern Suburbs, no. 1. No liquid funds available at the moment. Wang Yu said with an embarrassed expression. Chu Yang then heard the system notification. His brow involuntarily lifted. He looked at Wang Yu in surprise. Eyes full of interest. Detected that Wang Yu bragged to the host, specially gifting Eastern Suburbs no. 1 villa, no, 9. Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villa, no. 9. That was the most luxurious villa in the Magic City, covering over 1,000 square meters, worth 1 billion yuan. The moment Wang Yu's words came out, they immediately drew the attention and exclamations of many classmates. Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villas. At the very least worth over 100 million. And that's an understatement. Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villas are simply not comparable to General Manager Chen's small townhouse villa. What? These can't even be compared. Then which villa is the most expensive? Villa, no. 9 is worth 1 billion yuan. And nobody has bought it yet. Then Wang Yu is incredible. If only I could go see the Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villas. Under Song Gunjin's explanation, everyone understood the prestige of Eastern Suburbs, no. 1. Of course. Compared to Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villas. Thompson Riviera units worth tens of millions indeed can't compare in price. But in reality, the two aren't really comparable. After all, different uses and different price points are perfectly normal. It's alright. It's alright. Wang Yu once again became the center of the classmates' attention. His heart finally felt somewhat balanced. Stop being modest. Just now, Chu Yang said his apartment wasn't big, and it turned out to be an entire Thompson Riviera building. Wang Yu. Which building did you buy? When would it be convenient to take us for a visit? Song Junjin immediately got anxious hearing Wang Yu's modesty. He simply didn't believe Wang Yu's it's alright. Moreover, Song Junjin also wanted to use Wang Yu's connection to go see the Eastern Suburbs, no. 1 villas. He also wanted to try his luck in the wealthy district of Eastern Suburbs, no. 1. To see if there were any suitable wealthy people to get acquainted with. Not just Song Gunjin. Many classmates also didn't believe the it's alright an apartment isn't big that wealthy people like Wang Yu said. Yes, yes. You wealthy people are just too modest. I also want to go take a look. I want to take photos. I want to try eating Western food in a villa. Wang Yu, listening to the classmates' words, almost spat out a mouthful of blood. He had only wanted to vaguely bluff, and somehow ended up being pressed for details. After thinking about it, Wang Yu could only stall saying, once the house is handed over, I'll find time later to invite you all over for a gathering. Listening to Wang Yu's vague deflections, Song Gunjin and the other classmates, Chu Yang finally couldn't help but laugh out loud. Chu Yang. What are you laughing at? Wang Chao asked curiously. Wang Yu was breaking out in cold sweat. Terrified Chu Yang would expose him. Nothing. It's getting late. Everyone rest early. Before long, the Grand Hyatt International Hotel arranged more than a dozen luxury cars worth millions to come pick everyone up. Grand Hyatt International is too extravagant. I've never ridden in a luxury car worth millions in my entire life. Old Chen. Quickly take a photo of me. Hurry and video call my dear. Her husband showed off big time today. Wang Chao and the others excitedly got into the luxury cars and arrived at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel, and received the highest standard of treatment. Only when they were ushered into the VIP room by the attendants did they completely let themselves go, the Grand Hyatt International Hotel being a 5-star hotel. Even the cheapest VIP room started at 100,000 yuan. In other words, Chu Yang today, just to make his classmates happy, spent at least several million yuan. So except for Chu Yang, Liu Ruyan, and Wang Yu, everyone else was frantically posting updates on their social media. After the class reunion ended, my billionaire classmate directly arranged for me to stay at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel. Today was truly a wonderful day. Toured Thompson Riviera. My legs are nearly worn out, fortunately soaked in a flower petal bath at the Grand Hyatt International Hotel. So blissful. The class reunion just touring the Thompson Riviera apartments was already dazzling. Finally made it to the hotel, and someone is actually inviting people to go swimming and work out. My location, Grand Hyatt International Hotel. Finally arrived at the Grand Hyatt. Quickly having a sip of red wine to calm down. My wealthy classmate's Thompson Riviera has so many unit types. Touring dozens of floors is exhausting. Arrived at the Grand Hyatt in a million yuan luxury car. Couldn't resist taking a handsome photo to check in. That evening, more than a dozen classmates' social media feeds. Because of the Thompson Riviera and Grand Hyatt International Hotel matters, were nearly flooded with posts. Everyone wanted to ask Chu Yang's classmates, Who exactly was this wealthy person they kept mentioning? They really wanted to meet Chu Yang. Slept straight through to 10 the next morning. After washing up, Chu Yang simply drove the Koenigsegg 1:1 out for a stroll, and to grab some breakfast along the way. Just as Chu Yang was carrying a cup of soy milk and 2 fried dough sticks heading back to the Koenigsegg 1:1, he was suddenly drawn by a conversation between two people, and quickly went over to take a look. A martial arts master from Korea has set up a fighting platform up ahead, and is going up against our Magic City's top fighters. This is so exciting, let's go take a look. Chu Yang's brows shifted slightly, and he also followed to take a look. Not far ahead on the large martial arts platform, 2 men were engaged in a fighting duel. Below was a dense crowd of heads, all spectators who had come to watch the excitement. On the dueling platform was a banner everyone could see. Korean Kim Young-kwan's fighting platform, challenging all top fighters. Kim Young-kwan had short black hair, single eyelids, medium build. His brows and eyes carried an air of superiority, which spoiled his otherwise handsome features. Combined with his well-trained muscles, he attracted screams from quite a few infatuated women in the crowd below. The one fighting against Kim Young-kwan was a broad-faced middle-aged man with an agile build. His body was covered in bruises from being beaten. For some unknown reason, the middle-aged man who was losing simply refused to admit defeat. Is this all that's left to challenge me on this platform? Trash like you? Kim Young-kwan's fist landed heavily on the broad-faced middle-aged man's face. The middle-aged man was hit so hard he immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. Kim Young-kwan raised a hook punch and landed it on the middle-aged man's abdomen. Weren't you supposed to be tough? Following up with another strike, the middle-aged man seemed to be in bad shape. His legs went weak and he collapsed onto the platform. Uncle Lin. Wake up quickly. Uncle Lin. Why not just admit defeat? Below the platform, 2 young people were anxiously calling up to the middle-aged man on stage. Kim Young-kwan, hearing this, curled his lips into a smile. He grabbed the middle-aged man's hair and forced him to look level with himself. Are you going to admit defeat or not? As long as you admit defeat, I'll let you leave the platform. The middle-aged man stared at Kim Young-kwan and pulled out a contemptuous smile. The Magic City has no cowards. Don't even think about me admitting defeat. Uncle Lin, you bastard. 2 completely different voices from on and off the platform rang out simultaneously. The middle-aged man under Kim Young-kwan's furious beating fell completely unconscious. Kim Young-kwan hoisted the middle-aged man up and threw him off the platform. The thud of a body hitting the ground made many people instinctively step back. The Korean really does hit hard. Appa Kim Young-kwan is so handsome. Appa Kim Young-kwan, I love you. Appa Kim Young-kwan saranga. Below the platform there were still a few infatuated girls swooning over Kim Young-kwan. That fawning foreign-worshipping scene made many spectators glare in anger. Kim Young-kwan, hearing the sounds from below, revealed what he thought was a charming smile. Who else dares to fight me? Kim Young-kwan. Chu Yang, standing below watching this farce that wasn't quite a farce, slightly furrowed his brow. This Kim Young-kwan was simply too arrogant, and the victorious Kim Young-kwan began taunting from the platform again. Are all the people in the Magic City trash? Is there not a single person who can beat me? Chu Yang's furrowed brow suddenly relaxed. He stepped up from below onto the platform. His agile posture, unique temperament, and slender figure instantly attracted the attention of many girls. Oh my, he's so handsome. I think so too, like a young nobleman. Looking more carefully, that Kim Young-kwan is nothing. After comparing, I actually think Kim Young-kwan isn't that great. Chu Yang was very handsome, with outstanding temperament. He didn't look like someone who worked out regularly. This made people worry whether he would become the next man to fall. The one on the platform isn't anything special, right? Look at him, skinny as a twig. Can he beat my Appa Kim Young-kwan? Looks like an intellectual. Can he take a few punches from Appa Kim Young-kwan? Handsome guy, why don't you just come down? Our Appa Kim Young-kwan can spare your life. Below the platform, Kim Young-kwan's fans and Chu Yang's supporters started arguing. Some even wanted Chu Yang to voluntarily admit defeat, for the sake of my fans. I advise you to step down. I, Kim Young-kwan, don't hit weaklings. You don't even compare to half of that last person's ability. I can easily beat even Brandon's top fighters. You'd better just get off yourself. On the platform, Kim Young-kwan was extremely pleased by the praise from his fans below. He spoke while putting on a generous air, detected that Kim Young-kwan bragged to the host, specially gifting the host 100% shares of Korea's Brandon. Brandon is Korea's most famous security company, worth over 30 billion. Brandon also has quite a few fighters below Grandmaster level. Any one of them could beat Kim Young-kwan to his knees. Let's get started. You don't even deserve to waste 1 minute of my time. Kim Young-kwan. In all my years of martial arts training, I've never seen someone this arrogant. Within 3 moves, I will definitely put you on the ground. Kim Young-kwan gave Chu Yang the middle finger. His domineering words immediately drew screams from below. So handsome. Appa Young-kwan, hurry up and knock him down. Handsome my foot. Hurry up and knock down that Korean show-off. You dare show off in my Magic City. Anyone here could deal with you. Go, handsome guy. Below the platform, Kim Young-hwan's looks-obsessed fans had already started arguing with Chu Yang's new fans. The next second, Chu Yang reached out his left hand and directly broke Kim Young-hwan's finger. The intense pain made Kim Young-hwan cry out in agony. Then Chu Yang's right hand formed a fist and delivered a slap across Kim Young-hwan's face. With a loud bang, Kim Young-hwan dropped from the platform like a sandbag and fell unconscious on the ground. What the heck? What the heck? It's already over? The handsome guy really took less than a minute to deal with Kim Young-hwan. That's all Kim Young-hwan's got? Killing me. And he said 3 moves. This overwhelming and complete victory directly stunned the entire crowd of spectators. Didn't even take a full minute. So handsome. Really want to know the handsome guy's name. I want to follow this guy. And he has real skill. Kim Young-hwan's handsomeness lasted less than 3 seconds before he got knocked out. Thinking about how just 3 seconds ago he was confidently declaring he would beat Chu Yang. And 3 seconds later he was laid flat by Chu Yang's slap. The imagery is simply too good. With just this level of ability, he wanted to challenge our Magic City's top fighters. Go train for a few more decades before coming back. Chu Yang dusted off his clothes, he said casually. No different from pinning Korean to the ground and pounding away. Kim Young-hwan's companions looking at Kim Young-hwan on the ground were all dumbstruck. Just who is this man? 1 slap and Kim Young-hwan was finished. And it only took 3 seconds. No. Perhaps not even 1 second. And Kim Young-hwan was done. When did the Magic City produce someone this remarkable? Oppa Young-hwan, wake up. You were clearly just launching a sneak attack up there. That's right. My Oppa Young-hwan is so powerful. How could he possibly be knocked out by 1 slap from you? Oppa Young-hwan is hurt. So heartbreaking. Kim Young-hwan's looks-obsessed fans couldn't help but angrily confront Chu Yang from below. Chu Yang's fans also refused to be outdone. Your Oppa didn't even last 10 seconds. Doesn't even deserve to waste 1 minute of our idol's time. Our idol is just too kind. Otherwise, your Oppa probably couldn't even get through 1 second. Really feel for our idol having to slap such a thick face. Wonder if his hand hurts. Kim Young-hwan's fans hearing this nearly came to blows with Chu Yang's fans. Chu Yang's brow moved slightly. He swept his gaze across the crowd below and casually said, whoever wants to fight, come on up. There's a platform right here. Might as well use it. Chu Yang's one sentence directly silenced the fighting below. Chu Yang took out Kim Young-hwan in one encounter. Could they last even 1 second going up there? Sir, you went too far launching a sneak attack. You moved before we called start. This is simply a disgrace to the martial ethics of the Magic City's martial arts world. Kim Young-hwan's companion Jin Cheng brought people running onto the platform and was immediately pinned with the blame by Chu Yang. The martial ethics of the martial arts world is that the strong prevail. Kim Young-hwan being unable to beat me is a fact. If you're not convinced, then send another person up to fight me. This time I'll let the person last 5 more seconds. If your person can touch even a corner of my clothing within 15 seconds, I'll count it as my loss. Chu Yang put his hands behind his back, with an expression of if you can touch even a corner of me, I lose. Arrogant to the absolute extreme. What do you mean, let the person last 5 more seconds? Kim Young-hwan's companions were so infuriated they nearly swarmed him. They'd never seen anyone this arrogant. Jin Cheng, you go up and fight him. Kim Young-hwan's companions immediately arranged for Jin Cheng, their strongest fighter, to go up. Jin Cheng also intended to take down Chu Yang and establish his dominance. He walked to the platform and provocatively said to Chu Yang, my men never fight nobodies. State your name. Fine. My name doesn't change standing or sitting. Chu Yang said, cut the talk. Hurry up and come. This will only take a few seconds. Chu Yang's attitude infuriated Jin Cheng. After a brief salute, Jin Cheng immediately swung his fist at Chu Yang. Chu Yang faced Jin Cheng's attacks as if taking a leisurely stroll. 1 hook punch missed. 1 kick missed. 1 tackle missed. After 3 moves, Jin Cheng hadn't even touched the corner of Chu Yang's clothing. Chu Yang. 15 seconds is up. Below the platform. Someone shouted time's up. Chu Yang's movement suddenly stopped. He cleanly and decisively extended his palm and slapped Jin Cheng across the face. Then Jin Cheng's body flew up, spun in the air once before flying backward, and crashed to the ground. Watching Jin Cheng get sent flying again by 1 slap, the entire scene fell into silence. This time everyone saw Chu Yang's move clearly. From start to finish, Chu Yang really only used 1 slap. What the heck? Our idol Chu is truly something. Fierce in few words. Slaps solve all problems. Our idol Chu teaches you a lesson with 1 slap. Feeling for our idol Chu. Wasted another 15 seconds. Our idol is incredible. Took out another show-off. If I hadn't recorded a video, I never would have thought Jin Cheng could lose so cleanly and decisively. Chu Yang's supporters came to their senses. Thunderous applause erupted below the platform. With video as proof, Chu Yang's fans held their heads high and bombarded Kim Young-hwan's companions online. Let's see how they try to wriggle out of this now. Jin Cheng watching Jin Cheng get slapped flat again below the platform was also dumbstruck. Nobody had expected Chu Yang's strength to be this formidable. That was Jin Cheng, the strongest man among them. You lost. Chu Yang said calmly, looking at his relaxed and carefree demeanor. He seemed to have not given these show-offs a second thought. Fair enough. A fight that can be settled with 1 slap. What kind of contest is that even? We didn't lose. Isn't there a saying called best of 3? Jin Cheng lost. But we've only lost 1 round. Jin Chao, of course, knew he couldn't really argue. But if he didn't win one back, their platform would be completely wrecked by Chu Yang. The moment Jin Chao's words came out, they instantly drew endless mockery. Do you Koreans have any shame? Doesn't that slap on Kim Young-won count? Now I've seen everything. Other people cheat to make money. Koreans cheat just to beg our idol Chu to slap them. Would our idol Chu agree? Who knows? Our idol has probably quite puzzled himself. In all his years of martial arts training, he'd never seen anyone beg to be slapped by him. The spectators' words below nearly made Jin Chao on the platform spit out a mouthful of blood. What do you mean they're begging to be slapped? It's just that Chu Yang's only fighting move is the slap. They also want Chu Yang to change it up. But would Chu Yang listen to them? Chu Yang, hearing Jin Chao's words, had a flash of complexity in his eyes. Why don't you all come up together? Slapping faces is physical work after all. If you come to your senses later, maybe you won't be putting your faces forward for me to hit. As the words fell, the spectators below nearly died laughing. What the heck? I thought our idol Chu was the cold and aloof type. Didn't expect him to also be a sharp-tongued type. Ha! Killing me. I've never heard anyone describe slapping someone in such a refreshingly unique way. Our idol is incredible. Slapping faces really is physical work. The Koreans are literally lining up to put their faces forward for our idol to hit. Assessment complete. Our idol is humbly bragging, but I want to hear him say more. Jin Chao's face turned green from Chu Yang's comeback. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't going to stupidly put his face forward to be slapped. Jin Song. Come up with me. Jin Chao and Jin Song and more than a dozen others came onto the platform. The spectators below had already readied their cameras and phones, wanting to capture our idol's highlight moment in battle. Everyone's here. Then let's begin. Chu Yang swept his gaze across Jin Chao and the others. His words fell. Jin Chao and more than a dozen others unhesitatingly charged toward Chu Yang to attack. Chu Yang narrowed his eyes and swung a backhand slap. Bang! Jin Chao was sent flipping to the ground by one slap, foaming at the mouth, completely unconscious. Smack! Another resounding slap. Jin Song collapsed to the ground, his eyes rolled back, body convulsing, obviously knocked senseless. Smack! 3 more figures collapsed to the ground, all 3 with eyes rolled back, bodies convulsing, foaming at the mouth, looking utterly miserable. Bang! More sounds rang out. More figures fell onto the platform with Chu Yang's movements. The large platform, in less than 10 seconds, was filled with more than a dozen people lying in all directions. Chu Yang's robes fluttered, dancing in the wind. His calm and composed ease made many people's spirits lift. This is the true bearing of our Magic City's top fighters. Koreans. Is there anyone who hasn't been slapped yet? Nobody's dismantling your platform. Doesn't that mean I moved for nothing? Chu Yang's brow slightly furrowed. His dissatisfied words nearly made the fans below die laughing. Our idol beat the Koreans. And the thing he cares most about is this. Oh my. Our idol probably wants to laugh me to death. To inherit all my achievements. I want to kneel and kowtow to our idol right now. Our idol is truly our idol. Already won and still doesn't forget to have the platform dismantled. The Koreans are probably going to cough up 3 liters of blood. Chu Yang's hilarious remarks made the atmosphere at the scene instantly reach its peak. The Korean guy managing the platform was a chubby fellow. He looked at the people lying in all directions on the platform, then looked at the dissatisfied Chu Yang. He was terrified inside. He was genuinely afraid of being called up and getting slapped too. Shoot Chu idol. Once everyone on the platform is sent to the hospital, I'll immediately dismantle the platform for you, the chubby fellow said, trembling. His extremely respectful appearance was utterly comical. Chu Yang glanced at him, his gaze carrying something hard to put into words. Remember to tell your companions, next time don't wander around the Magic City for no reason. Our Magic City may not have much else, but people who can deliver a good slap are plentiful. After saying this, Chu Yang opened the Koenigsegg door under everyone's gaze and drove away. Our idol is incredible. Not only is he amazing at fighting, even his car looks impossibly cool. 1 slap per person from our idol. Is he even a normal human? Brother is right. Someone like our idol should be driving luxury cars, living in villas, and beating Koreans. Respect. I also think our idol deserves to live this way. After Chu Yang left, some people decided to stay and watch the Koreans dismantle the platform. At the same time, the video of our idol battling the Koreans was being frantically reshared and commented on online. In just half an hour, the video of Chu Yang battling the Koreans had climbed into the top 10 trending searches. What the heck? The scene of the Koreans begging our idol to slap them is so satisfying to watch. Killing me. Seeing the chubby guy trembling while explaining to our idol, I spat out my food laughing. Am I the only one who noticed our idol's car is a Koenigsegg 1:1? Koenigsegg 1:1. Sounds incredibly impressive, but I've never heard of it. It's normal not to know. The Koenigsegg 1:1 costs 10 to 20 million. Priceless and rare, and people without the right background simply can't buy one. With the exposure of the Koenigsegg and the Korean incident, Chu Yang had completely gone viral online. Meanwhile, Chu Yang, as the person involved, knew nothing of this. After finishing with the Koreans, Chu Yang accidentally came across an old high school classmate Shunuo's social media post looking for investors. After a detailed conversation, Chu Yang learned that Shunuo was now working as a manager at a company called Xingtian Investment. Speaking of investment, Chu Yang thought of the Bitcoin worth 3.3 billion in his hands. So he asked Shunuo for Xingtian Investment's address. He planned to invest some of his spare money. Although Shunuo hadn't been in frequent contact with Chu Yang, she knew life hadn't been easy for him in recent years. Hearing that Chu Yang wanted to invest, Shunuo was grateful but also prepared herself for the fact that he might not have much money. Chu Yang drove halfway, feeling a bit thirsty, and went to buy a bottle of water. On the way back, he happened to come across a street interview livestream. Hello, handsome. I'm streamer Kiki. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Is that okay? Kiki was a streamer with 1 million followers. She was very good looking. Her figure and voice matched the dream goddess image guys longed for. Very few guys would refuse a request from a pretty girl like Kiki. The young man being interviewed by Kiki, of course, didn't refuse either. Seeing the young man agree, Kiki found a simple interview question from the viewer comments. Handsome guy. What special abilities do you have? Heh. 20. The young man's sudden burst of pride and showing off shocked countless viewers. What the heck, 666? Brother, you're something else. I'm totally done. Making dirty jokes again. Kiki reminds everyone this is a live stream. Dying of laughter. Kiki girl, hurry up and clap back. The fans' comments instantly flooded the screen. Detected that Song Jiang bragged to the host. System rewards brag realization. Chu Yang never expected that watching a street interview for entertainment would end up affecting him directly. Of all the things Song Jiang could brag about, Chu Yang felt the change in his body. His expression became somewhat awkward, just as he was about to leave. His outstanding looks and temperament immediately caught Kiki's attention. Kiki caught up to Chu Yang. Handsome. I'm streamer Kiki. Today I'm doing a live stream street interview. Can I ask you a few questions? Chu Yang hadn't expected her to chase after him. He stopped and agreed readily. Of course. So handsome guy. What special talents do you have? Kiki's eyes were full of anticipation. She was very curious what special talents this handsome Chu Yang might have. But then Kiki heard Chu Yang say, well, same as the person before. Also 20. The same answer. Nearly killed the livestream viewers with laughter. 666. Even the sophisticated handsome type is this forward. No need to be shy. Hurry up and enjoy the good life. Yeah. These days there are plenty of handsome guys who know how to brag too. Wishing you happiness for the rest of your life. Mom asked me why I was looking down. I sighed softly. I don't have 20. Don't deserve to marry a pretty female streamer. The comment above is too much. You need his looks first. In an instant, Titiki's livestream room became lively. The atmosphere was very heated. Kiti also hadn't expected that someone as handsome as Chu Yang would give the same answer as Song Jiang. She stomped her foot in exasperation, but her body involuntarily lunged toward Chu Yang. Oh my goodness. Titi couldn't hold back and fell into his arms. As the viewers' teasing comments flew, Chu Yang also caught Kichi in his arms. She struggled to get up. Then the sensation under her hands made Kichi pause. Kichi stood up red-faced. She had just straightened up but couldn't keep her balance. In an instant, Kichi fell into Chu Yang's arms again. This second tumble into his arms nearly gave the livestream fans a collective back spasm from laughing. Looks like Kichi really wants to get married. Beauty, are you always this eager to throw yourself at someone? Chu Yang was no saint after all. Having been pounced on twice by Kichi in a row, he couldn't help but tease her. I didn't do it on purpose. I just twisted my ankle. I can't put weight on it now, so that's why. Shichi explained with a somewhat aggrieved tone. Her pitiful voice made people feel both sympathetic and amused. After all, she was the one who pounced on Chu Yang twice and ended up twisting her own ankle. What terrible luck. Okay. You didn't pounce on me on purpose, Chu Yang said helplessly to Kichi. His serious reply made the livestream viewers all type 666 in the comments. He completely missed the point Kichi was trying to make, and even added insult to injury. Kichi, I think when fate arrives you shouldn't resist. You two are actually quite well matched. Little Kichi. After watching everything from start to finish, I really want to seriously tell you, I don't believe it wasn't on purpose. I suspect you did it intentionally. Kichi was still trying to explain, but the handsome guy had no intention of listening. Killing me, Chichi. From now on in my mind, you are the cute girl who can tackle a handsome guy in the wild, in Kichi's livestream room. A group of viewers were nearly laughing themselves to death, having run into someone of Chu Yang's caliber. Even jumping into the yellow river couldn't wash Kichi clean now. It really is twisted. Wait here for me. I'll go get you some medicine, and have someone come pick you up. Chu Yang examined Kiki's foot. His completely focused expression made Kiki's fans crack up again. My assessment is complete. The handsome guy is really very seriously examining your foot. Kiki, looking at the comments in her livestream, had thoughts of wanting to strangle Chu Yang. But compared to Kiki, the viewers were more interested in seeing what Chu Yang was actually doing, with no other option. An exasperated Kiki aimed the camera at Chu Yang, who was at the Koenigsegg 1:1's door. What the heck? I knew this handsome guy looked familiar. He's our idol, Chu. Now that you mention it, I remember too. Our idol was driving the Koenigsegg 1:1 when he left. Koenigsegg 1:1. Oh my. A 120 million yuan car. And our idol uses it just to get around? Chi was completely baffled by the viewer's sudden revelations. What on earth are you all talking about? Chi asked curiously, and ended up being educated by the viewers in reverse. The overall key point was, our idol Chu is a fierce fighter who takes on 10 at once, and his specialty is slapping faces. He not only got on the platform and took down more than a dozen Koreans, he even made them dismantle the platform. And there are still people at the platform watching the Koreans dismantle it. After Kichi learned about Chu Yang's glorious deeds, she completely couldn't connect our idol with the person in front of her. Is he even human? As news of our idol appearing in Kichi's livestream spread, more and more people flooded into Kichi's room. In just about 3 minutes, the number of viewers in Kichi's livestream went from 1 million to several million, and was still continuing to grow. Why are you looking at me like that? Put your foot over here. I'll apply the medicine for you. Chu Yang came over with the medicine, and very seriously applied it to Kichi. Chu Yang had no idea that since his identity as our idol was revealed, his every move was being watched by millions of people. Okay, I've arranged a car to come. With your foot like this, it's not convenient for you to go back alone. I have things to do, so I won't take you back myself. After Chu Yang finished applying medicine to Kiki, his blunt words made the viewers spit out their drinks laughing again. I can now confirm. Our idol is absolutely single by his own ability.